Hello, and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and Fun with Documents. Young Labor Victoria and New South Wales, who I was thinking about today after watching this.
These kids need to go back to school.
The housing crisis is affecting millions of people all across Australia, and Pauline Hanson wants to make you think that immigrants are the problem. But that's wrong!
She's scapegoating immigrants for the actions of the ruling class and her billionaire backers.
I don't know why these kids are being so indoctrinated in school, but they're blaming billionaires for a housing crisis due to mass immigration. I think these kids need to go back to school because they haven't learned the basics of supply and demand.
And those are his thoughts. This is a TikTok called High School Antics. And I'm sorry, ladies, but you look a bit, well, actually, sorry, they, thems. You look a bit too old to be in high school. But she could be a member of the Victorian Young Labor, which is the official youth wing of the Victorian Labor for members aged 14 to 26. Yeah, I think you'd be closer to 26. Anyway, every election we hit the streets campaigning to help Labor governments at state and federal levels. Young Labor holds many events for young people, from politics in the pub nights to social events. Victorian Young Labor are also active at universities and TAFEs. So about, oh, not very young Labor, but still about. Anyway, born from the trade union movement in the late 19th century, Victorian Labor was founded on simple belief that government should work for the working people, not powerful few. It emerged during the 1890s in Queensland as workers organised to improve wages, safety and conditions during a period of rapid industrial change. When Australia federated in 1901, we became the Australian Labor Party and the Victorian branch was formed. Victorian government has helped guide the state through significant economic and social change. Labor also championed equality by advancing reforms in gender equity, anti discrimination law, and multicultural inclusion. Since returning to government in 2014, Victorian Labor has delivered by backing major reforms with real investment and getting projects built. Labor remains a genuine Labor Party. Trade unions are an integral part of our structure, reflecting our origins and our ongoing commitment to the working people. Right. Union movement. The Australian Labor Party was formed by the Labor movement in the 1890s as the political wing of the movement, with a goal to elect members to Parliament who would represent the interests of the working people. Trade union members were largely responsible for the formation of the Labor Party policy and setting in place an organisation capable of winning elections. So, the Labor Party can't do a royal commission into the CFMEU because that would be like doing a royal commission into themselves. And as well as the CFMEU, another big part of the Labor Party are these guys.
Victorian teachers will go on strike tomorrow, with parents now scrambling to find other arrangements for their children.
Live now to Isabella Safkowski in Melbourne. Is it teachers and the government just couldn't strike a deal?
They certainly couldn't, Mike. Good morning to you. They have voted against this offer from the government, the union, saying it is unsatisfied with a 28% pay increase over a 4-year period. It is worth noting that this union poll was done over a number of days online, and that it certainly wasn't a sweeping majority who were in opposition of this 28% pay rise. In fact, a little over 51% of union members who voted were against it. The president, though, is passionate. Here he is speaking yesterday.
They say we're the education state. Well, start acting like it. They've had a gutful and they want our schools funded properly.
Education Minister Ben Carroll has responded, Mike. He has said that under this deal, Victorian teachers and education staff would be the best paid in the country with the best conditions. He is urging the union to reconsider this planned action tomorrow, as certainly millions of families across the state today wonder what they are going to be doing, trying to make a plan for tomorrow where the parents will be staying home to look after their kids.
And that's why there's so many people there. They're not all teachers, but they're all members of the Labor Party. Right, so back to this, we're going to check out the resources. And we've got the party platform 22 to 26, so time for a new one of those. And party rules, last updated in May 2026. This goes for 121 pages, and we're just going to have a look at the table of contents. And yeah, that. Because I'm mostly interested in this one, which goes for 152 pages. And on page 63, Young Labor. So Young Labor membership be under the age of 26 on the 1st of January. They can vote in the election of Victorian Young Labor executive officers and delegates and alternate delegates to the Australian Young Labor Conference. Their aims to support the objectives and platforms of the Australian Labor Party and provide a forum for young people across the state to debate progressive issues and party policies within the Labor movement, and to develop campaigning skills and support endorsed party candidates, and to encourage young people to join the party and to engage with party branches and support young members' involvement in party structure, and to engage with young people and encourage young people to join the party in rural and regional Victoria, and to advise the Australian Labor Party and the Victorian and Federal Parliamentary Caucus on matters concerning young people, and to involve young party members in the party policy development process and provide an independent forum to debate and develop policy across a wide range of issues, and to advocate the policy adopted at the VYL conference, and to foster youth involvement with trade unions and the general community, and to increase the profile and act as lobby groups for youth issues in the community, and to organise social events and regular meetings. So they'll have a president, an executive, a secretary, and all those things. A Young Labor Conference Agenda Committee member shall be appointed by the Victorian Youth Labor Executive prior to the conference. Prepare the agenda, distribute it out once you've done it all, that sort of stuff. Postal ballots. Victorian Young Labor Executive consists of 15 members elected in accordance with Rule 15.6. They'll have some powers to carry out all decisions of the Young Labor Conference and convey them to the rest of the people, to be responsible for publicity, including publication and journals, to ensure accurate records of policy and minutes is maintained, to appoint agenda committee in accordance with Rule 15.7, to appoint some things, executive meetings. Right, we've got the women's officer, who must be a female member of the Victorian Young Labor Executive, elected by optional preferential ballot. A female. Oh, don't know. I don't know if that one's appropriate for the Labor Party anymore. Might need to tidy that one up. Oh, actually, that's right. They can change their birth certificates, can't they? Yes, they can be female. Any LGBTI officer elected in one ballot by optional preferential voting, candidates must identify as LGBTI, and a regional officer elected in one ballot by optional preference voting. only female members can hold a proxy for female members of the executive. All female members of Victorian Young Labor under Rule 15.1 are members of the Victorian Young Labor Women's Forum. They must convene at least 3 times a year. The Women's Officer shall convene all meetings of the Women's Forum by letter or email no later than 5 days prior to the meeting. Application of affirmative action. The affirmative action model for Victorian Young Labor is that a minimum of 45% of relevant positions be held by women. There shall be no minimum percentage of positions held by men. Right, well, that's exciting. Let's have a quick look at the New South Wales Young Labor. What we do, campaigning, events and policy. About us. These all go to Facebook pages except for Young Labor High School Network doesn't have one. Our campaigns. I wanted to have a look at the New South Wales ones just because it's better, in comparison. So I'm signing this petition, this petition, this petition, this petition. Da-da-da. So, abolish junior rates. Why should a 20-year-old get paid the same as an 18-year-old? Well, because then people won't employ the 18-year-old, they'll employ the 20-year-old. They're going to fix the housing crisis by making landlords provide references to prospective tenants to weed out dodgy landlords, just like tenants already have to do for landlords. Bit about slumlords. Drug law reform. Decriminalising the use and possession for personal use of currently illicit drugs. The legalisation of cannabis and the creation of a regulatory framework to promote the creation of a safe, well-regulated cannabis market in New South Wales. Now, they just have to get 1,000 people to have a petition to put this into Parliament. I'm all for decriminalising cannabis in Victoria, not legalising it. Like that way you just get a fine if you sell it and stuff like that, but you can grow it in your backyard, etc., etc. Right, they've got no events. The activist online. So here's some interesting reading. Oh, abortions. They want all the hospitals and all the staff to be able to perform late-term abortions. And we're going to have a look at a couple. So there's no messing things up. Labor are a socialist party, energising the socialist objective, blah, 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 because I'm running out of time. And social movements and unions, more than just history. Da, 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 da. So, now recently I had a very public go at another political party that don't have any education, and they had no idea that Labor had so much education for their members. Anyway, on that note, that'll do. See you later. Bye.